be aware. We're so aware of what's happening externally in in the world. It's my experience as we start to become aware, what am I even believing, or what are the words or the thoughts that are coming through that I'm actually believing in this moment? That's such a powerful perspective because we can change that. We can't always change the external, but as we change the internal, those narratives that we have about ourselves, when we feel more at ease or supporting ourselves. I know this sounds so simplistic, but therefore we affect the external because there's more to offer. You know, I watch the innocence of watching our daughter. She's 2.5 now. And, you know, you watch the innocence of no stories, you know, no overlays to an experience. It's just the experience.
When I just walked into the kitchen when you were in there with our daughter just a little while ago, I said, "Hey, what are you up to?" And she said, "I'm enjoying some blueberries." And that I have to, like, as soon as she said it, I'm like, she got that from you. You, that's part of your self-talk, but you do, like, our self-talk sometimes bleeds out into the ethers.
Yes.
And you use that word enjoying. And I was so delighted to hear this little 2.5-year-old go, "I'm just enjoying some blueberries." And in that moment, I was so grateful to you that you use the words that you do, and that's what our child will absorb. And that's often what happens. And it's time maybe you take a look at what you've absorbed and where you'd want to go now.
Yes.
Your vocabulary, your consistent vocabulary is producing your consistent emotions. And your emotions are creating the quality of your life or lack thereof.
Yes.
And it's when you beat yourself up, which I used to do a lot of myself, when you're beating yourself up, as you beat yourself up more and more and more, there's a point in which you can't beat yourself up anymore. You can't handle it. And so then people externalize it. And they often externalize it by being irritated by something outside themselves. And they usually pick somebody that's safe to do that with, i.e. somebody who they actually love and is loved by, which you see people sometimes say things to their love of their life or their partner that they wouldn't say to a stranger. And it's just because they think unconsciously it's safe, but it's not safe for your partner. And it's not safe for you because those things stack. That's why the Gottman thing is so important. And I think starting with your own internal world, it's like there's 2 worlds you got to master. There's the internal world and the external world. You can master the external world all you want, but if you don't master the internal world, you're going to have a terrible life. It wouldn't matter how much success or business or economics or whatever else the heck it is that you do. But, you know, you think about it, think of words as the original thoughts and that thoughts create. That's really what we're talking about. In the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, it says, you know, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. You know, and you know, there was nothing but darkness, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Those are metaphors for what God has given us, I believe, what our creator, whatever your idea of our creator is, has given us the ability to create our life, and we create it with words. Your relationship is the culmination of the volume and the words that you use. If the words you're using over and over in your relationship are not supportive, not inspiring, not loving, not passionate, not caring, not compassionate, we can predict what your relationship's going to be like. Any relationship is the sum total of the communication that's happened. So you got to think of communication. It isn't just words, obviously, because your nonverbals, you're rolling your eyes or your true smile or whatever you're expressing is a huge part of communication. It's bigger than words. But the words are the origin of the organization of your thoughts, which then produce the emotions, which out of emotion comes your actions. Your actions change if you're pissed off than if you're feeling, you know, curious. Or if you're feeling delighted, or if you're feeling, you know, excited about something. And so I think taking an inventory of the consistent words you use, the emotional words you use, not every word. And this isn't like, you know, Saturday Night Live, Stuart Smalley, if you're old enough to remember that, going to the mirror and going, "I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and by golly, people really like me."